Hi everyone, this is Sharon from Sharon's Scrappy Space, and I wanted to show you how to make this adorable little flower arrangement using Stampin Up Products. The flower is using the Flower Daisy No. 2 die, and this is the petal cone die that was featured in the Many Occasions catalog. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be coming back into the main catalog. I just call it a gut feeling. So anyway, I wanted to show you how to make this. First, I've already cut out all the flowers that I'll need for this. You'll need 3 of the large daisies, 2 of the medium size, and 2 of the smallest, and then 2 brown ones. So I'm using Daffodil Delight and Chocolate Chip for my flowers. Now I like to ink the edges, and I always like to ink my edges in ink that's just a little darker, so I'm going to use more mustard. And it's just a matter of just kind of running it over the tips just to give it a little definition. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit. And for the small flowers, you want to ink the front and the back sides, because these are going to actually be curled up. Now first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to curl these petals of the flowers, and with the smallest ones I simply just use my finger, just kind of curl it around my thumb. Okay, next I'm going to take this wooden skewer, and this is going to be the stem of our flower, but we're also going to use it as a tool. And this is my Crafton rubber scissors. I just got those in the mail. I'm already putting them to use. Okay, this is what I'm going to use to curl these petals around. All the bigger flowers, we're going to curl these under. Okay, now I've got all my flowers and they are all curled. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply 2 glue dots on the back of this area here of each flower. Okay, and if they're overhanging the middle a little bit, that's okay too, because they'll just kind of help hold everything in place. Or now I've got all my glue dots on, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up those center circles, but I'm also going to stagger the flowers. Just like that. And I've got 3 larger ones. Now I'm going to start with these smaller ones. And I also turn it around here so that I can make sure it's lined up pretty well in the back when I start adding the smaller flowers. Okay, now I'm going to start adding the smallest of the flowers. Just going to turn it around, make sure it's staying pretty centered. Oh, there was one part here I forgot. It's I'm just going to trim these off about where the point starts. Okay, that's really a whole lot easier to do if you do it without the glue dots on the back. I always do things the hard way. Alright, so now we've got our flower put together, at least the flower bud part. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take one of the 5/8 inch neutral brads. It really doesn't matter what color you have, but you do want to have a larger brad. And I'm just going to stick it on this little clip. My fingers are very inky. They're very inky and very dirty. I've been playing all day. Okay. I guess since I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I've been working all day. I'll take my heat gun and I'm just going to turn this on just for a few seconds, just to where it's going to melt this heat and stick powder. Okay. Now you can see the heat and stick powder has melted, and I'm going to use some of this fine supernova glitter. This is the chocolate color, and even though I'm applying it to a chocolate brad, you could actually use any color, because that would completely cover it up. Now we need to go ahead and just set the glitter onto the brad. I'm going to set that aside for just a moment, and I'm going to take my wood skewer and I'm going to cut it down. I hope these scissors are meant to do all that, because that's what I've been doing. Now I've got some just plain green floral tape, and I'm just going to wrap it around my skewer just to give it the color. Now you could probably ink this if you wanted to. And you see, it's really easy to just twist on. I'm just kind of going down the stick. Okay. There we go. Alright. We've got that done. Now I'm going to take this off. Should be cool enough to where I can touch it now. And we're just going to lay it flat and open up the tongs. Okay, I'm going to take a little piece of sticky strip. I'm just going to start working it around this here. And I'm going to trim it. When you start working around this skewer, the little plastic piece just peels right off, and the sticky strip is wrapped around here. And I'm just going to sit this right down in the middle, and my skewer is all the way up against the brad. And then I'm just going to close the tongs around the skewer like this. And I'm going to take my floral tape and just start wrapping it around. Now, you'll see there's these holes are pretty good size. It's about the size of an office punch. So when you wrap your skewer, you want to keep that in mind, because you do not want it to go get too big to where it's hard to put that flower on. I got little red pieces all over me. All right. I think that'll do it. You just definitely want to make sure that you have it to where it's going to hold that brad in place really well. So now that we've got this in place, we're going to just stick it through just like that. Now the back of it looks a little ugly and it's a little wobbly, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an office punch in the Daffodil Delight. And this is the 1-inch punch. And I'm just going to use my glue dots and put some glue dots on. Just like that. And I'm going to put the glue dots down. And we'll work this over the little built up area there. And there you go. See, I've got it all fixed up to where it's a cute little flower now. It looks right. Okay. Now we will keep these on, but what we're going to do is we're going to trim off and fold these the way I would fold them put it together like so. Okay, so I happen to have a ruler here that is exactly 2 inches, and that is the height of our little vase. I'm lining it up along this scored line here, and I'm just going to draw a little line right here. And I'm going to take my scissors and just trim it right along that. Now I'm going to line this up and trim it just like that. Simple. Very simple. Okay, so now we're just going to go ahead and line this up. We want it to be nice and even. Right, like that. And then we're going to go ahead and fold these down. And we're going to do that funny little fold we used to all do as kids. Okay, so now we've got our little box here, and I've got a 2 5/8 inch square, and I put sticky strip all along the bottom here. This is going to go on the bottom of our vase. And it's really important to kind of hold it straight too. I'm just going to see if I can't sit it down on top like that, and that just will just stabilize it for us. Now I've got some Sunny Garden Designer Series paper. It's got a really pretty metallic finish on it. And I'm going to just make a little band that goes around. I usually try and cut it together. I've already cut the little rounded edges off the top. Alright. So now we've got our pieces here for our band. Now I've got sticky strip on the little flaps here. Put these two together. I'll go ahead and finish putting snail on. There we go. This one's a little bit higher than the other one was, but that is okay. Okay, so I've got these 4 pieces that I cut with the border punch here. Can't remember the name of it, but it's Stampin' Up, and it makes a really cute little ribbon like this. So I'm just going to line the bottom of the box with this. And I'll trim the edges. And there we have our little vase. Now I've already tied a bow, and I'm going to use glue dots to put this bow on. Okay. I'm just going to stick it on the front. So there we have our little box. Now I've got my flowers here. I've already made 2 in advance. I've got some paper that I've already cut thin and just wadded up. Okay, I've got a piece of foam here. This is just floral foam, and this is going to help my little flowers stay in place. And I'm just going to stuff it in here. because I don't want my flowers moving around. I just blow off the excess. And you can get this stuff anywhere. Anywhere you find floral decor. And I'm just going to start putting my little flowers in. I used to do floral arranging quite a bit. And so this is kind of 2 crafts in one for me. I'll stick the flower under the other. I'm just going to kind of stuff this in, hide that foam. And there we have our little floral arrangement. And here's the other one. So, check out my website at SharonScrappySpace.com for more ideas and tips on using Stampin' Up! Products. And I would absolutely love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Thank you and have a great day.